What is good, rookies? I'm here to give you guys 4 storylines that the media has been talking about this past week. These are not my opinions, so do not shoot the messenger. I just want y'all to have an idea of what everyone's been debating and discussing. Now let's get into it. So storyline number 1, everyone's been discussing, should Strout be in the MVP conversation? And his record needs to reflect that because a 500 team is not going to win an MVP. Well, he's been doing pretty well. He beat the Broncos this past weekend, which is putting them in a very good spot to be able to make a playoff picture. The AFC right now is very wide open. We've lost a lot of quarterbacks. We went from being a very scary conference to kind of like the battle of the backups. So we'll have to see what happens. But we're going to get into the MVP conversation debate in a second. Sweet baby Jesus. Okay, this 49ers and Eagles game, don't worry, their burn book is coming this weekend. I'm gonna give y'all all the tea this weekend. But this conversation, so it's been a huge debate. Basically, they've been saying that, oh, this kind of proves that the NFC Championship game last year wasn't real. The Eagles weren't the team that deserved to be there. Okay, couple of things with that one. So they've been going back and forth on this conversation because the point is, if that was the case, okay, so let's get this straight. First off, yes, the 49ers did not have a quarterback. So maybe if you want to say oh, the Eagles and the 49ers wasn't a fair matchup, sure. But to say they didn't deserve to be there, it's a little bit crazy because they still had the best record in football last year. Not to mention, when they went to the Super Bowl, they did not get killed. They went toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. They did not, no offense, but it would have literally been like TCU versus Georgia if they just didn't deserve to be there. Do you see what I mean? So to say that's a little crazy. Not to mention also, the Eagles are not the same team, especially defensively wise, as last year. So, I mean, that get back a motherfucker is a little bit are we sure? Because it's not the same team and Jalen Hurts has been hurt this whole season. Also, and my next question, who the heck made the Eagles schedule? Hold on, let's look at it real quick. I mean, it went from Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, Cowboys again, Seahawks. Whoever did really hates the Eagles. But let's get back to the story. So like I was saying, they're not the same team as last year. So I mean, that's just like the Buffalo Bills beating the Kansas City Chiefs this year in the AFC Championship and being like, they get back a mother. That's not the same Kansas City Chiefs team that was whooping your tail in overtime continuously for year after year and why you couldn't get to a Super Bowl. Do you see what I'm saying? So I hear you and it's cute and all, but it's not exactly the same. Now that is my opinion, but let's keep going. So then back to the MVP conversation. The whole thing was that if Brock Purdy beat Jalen Hurts, then he moves to the top of the MVP conversation. So here, this MVP debate, this MVP, how it's picked, literally sounds like the college football playoffs committee decisions. How do y'all be picking these? Because here's my question, okay? This is what they said, not me, okay? Brock Purdy does not do well in games if they are losing. If the 49ers are losing, he falls off. He basically kind of panics, okay? He has to be winning in order to be a dominant quarterback. He also does not do well unless he has all his weapons. That's when they won that 3-game lose streak. He also has the best weapons on a team, all combined. You know what I'm saying? The straight Avengers on a football team. Now, Jalen Hurts is someone who can be losing. He did not do it this weekend, sadly, I know. But the man can come back. He does not panic. He does not sweat. He's very cool, chill, and he's going to pull through. So why would we pick an MVP for someone who has to be winning, which is his football, so that you could be losing at any moment? If they say that the game plan to beat the 49ers is simply to put them on their backs, Brock Purdy's not going to be able to produce. Why would we pick that quarterback over somebody who can pull it out and who still has a better record I don't know, but that's what they're talking about. Okay, just want to throw that out there. They're also saying it's not fair to say about all his weapons. But if he doesn't do well, if you don't have all his weapons, you see, let's go into somebody. Patrick Mahomes did not have all his weapons last year. Patrick Mahomes still won a Super Bowl. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's that. Another issue between this debate with calling Brock Purdy elite. We're going to talk about it. So I've discussed it before about how black quarterbacks, how they are picked apart and compared to a different standard than a white quarterback is. So for years, how Patrick Mahomes has played, he has not been allowed. It's too early to compare him to Tom Brady and all of the greats. But at the time of Thanksgiving, this man right here had played 15 games and they was talking about he's elite, comparing this man to Montana. Huh? So my thing is, if whatever standard you're going to set needs to be set across the same. The man done played 15 games, but he playing like Joe Montana. But y'all can't say Patrick Mahomes is... What are we talking about? So that part is just I kind of hear wah, 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 wah when they start talking about these conversations because it's not the same. Because all I'm saying is Patrick Mahomes has proved with or without weapons that man can do something, but we ain't going to compare him to the greats. But y'all, 15 guys. Okay. So also people will like to tell you, oh, it's because he was Mr. Irrelevant. That's why. Okay. Next, let's move on to the next MVP talk. Then yet again, disrespecting Patrick Mahomes again. Like, I don't know, I've become a Patrick Mahomes stan a little bit this year. Okay, if y'all not peep my dog's jersey. They're saying that, Tyreek Hill should be in the conversation. Is it him or should it be Tua? Well, the whole thing, they said the reason that Tyreek Hill's numbers are better here at the Dolphins because he's the go-to person. Whereas Patrick Mahomes had weapons, and Patrick Mahomes also had Travis Kelce. That was his go-to person. So, of course, he can throw the ball around, but he's his number one go-to person. So to sit here and basically try to make it like, oh, he's only an MVP discussed candidate because Tua's his quarterback is a bit crazy. Because basically you trying to say Tua know how to do his job better than Patrick Mahomes. I'm not buying it. But he is in the conversation. Both of them are. So we'll see. Baby, just know it is about to be a bloodbath this weekend at AT&T Stadium. Okay, might be a little apocalypse happening. So basically, if you do not know already, they are in the same division. So the Eagles already beat the Cowboys, and it was a close game. So now that they're at AT&T Stadium, they are like undefeated at home and stuff. It's going to be a big deal. We're trying to find out who's going to get that one seed in the NFC. Oh my dog. The one seed in the NFC, and we also are trying to figure out who is going to, win their division. And the Cowboys' schedule is easier than the Eagles. So it's really going to come down to, the wire. Lord, this video is already super long, so we're going to end it here. But yeah, I just need to just get all that off my chest and just let y'all know what they be talking about. Be sure to follow my hashtag for more special lady content. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.